Hello YouTube, Arrow Assassin here today, and I'm doing a Garden Druid PvP guide. And I had an older guide, but I wanted to update it a little bit. So with that, let's get started. First row, Feline Swiftness, Displace Your Beast, and Wild Charge. Wild Charge I feel like is the only option in the first row, just because for Guardian it's like the best one in my opinion. Different situations make it really good. Fly to an ally's position, so like Warsong Glush for example, you can fly to an ally's roof. Bear form, you can get back in their face with charge. Cat form, if somebody knocks you off, you could just leap back up to him. Or you jump off somewhere, trick him, and just leap back up to him. It's pretty funny. Travel form, just another leap, 20 yards. And aquatic form, where somebody's chasing you in the pool or something, and you just use the speed as an increase. It's pretty funny. And by pool, I mean water. I just said pool, whatever. Next row, Ysera's Gift, Renewal, and Cerulean Ward. None of these you can go wrong with. You can pick whatever one you want in this row. It'll be good. I just don't like Renewals on cooldown. Cerulean Ward was my favorite for a long time. I just switched it for Ysera's Gift because it was better, I feel like, for Warlords for a while, and I got used to it. Didn't really want to give it up. So I went with Ysera's Gift. If you don't like Ysera's Gift, I would recommend Ward because it's pretty cool and fun to use. But if you want to go with Renewal, that's good too. Like I said, none of these you can go wrong with. It's just your personal own choice for this one. Next row, I would go with either Typhoon or a Swarm. I just like the slow from the Swarm, so I go with that one. Typhoon, he can knock off people off maps like AV Tower, Eye of the Storm, Warsong Ghost Roof, Lumber Mill. Pretty much, it's just really fun to use to knock people off. So, Mass Entanglement, I've tried this, it just doesn't seem good at all. So, Typhoon or Swarm for this one. Next row, you guys wonder where most of my damage comes from. It's from this talent. Increases Mangle damage by 15%. So, I go with this one for this one. Force of Nature is more like a nuisance, I feel like, than it actually helps you. Incarnation, some people said this is good. It's not bad, so you can use this if you don't want to use Soul of the Forest. So for this row, I would use either Soul of the Forest or Incarnation. So with that, moving on to the next row. These ones have, like, different situations that could be good in. Mighty Bash is just your standard set, so that's always good no matter what. Incapacitating Roar can be used to against interrupt like a lot of people at once in like the middle of Eye of the Storm, for example, if some casters are casting. Ursula's Vortex can be really hilarious if you time it right. Few examples, Ultric Valley Bridge. You put it on the ledge and somebody is stupid and runs into it and runs the opposite direction when they try to go back out of it. And then they fall to their death. Same for Eye of the Storm. It could be used that way. If you put it on the ledge, somebody walks into it, walks in the wrong direction, they fall to their death. Fall to their death, sorry. In fact, I'm one of those morons that I've actually done that once. And I've done it a few times to people too. It's hilarious. So, like I said, situation, could do whatever you want for this one. Doesn't really matter as well. Next row, Nature's Residual, I just would not use it at all. Heart of the Wild, you can use this one. On my last video, I said it was useless. It is not useless. I was just an idiot that said that. So, going over this now, it is not useless. You can use this in cat form and hit for over 100k ferocious bites. But it's a long, very long cooldown. So, I don't know if I would use it. I've tried it. 6 minutes is too long for me. If you like it, you can use it. But I don't use it. So moving on to Dream of Cenarius. This increases the healing from Healing Touch by 20%. It also increases the critical strike of a Mangle. And a critical strike from Mangle have your next Healing Touch or Rebirth instant. So you don't even have to leave bear form in order to heal when it procs. It's really strong. And that is why I heal for so much in bear form. Because of this talent. Next row, Guardian of Loon. I don't really use this, so I'm not really counting it. So it always comes down to these two for me, Pulverize and Bristling Fur. I don't really like Pulverize just because it consumes all the stacks of Lacerate. But it does give you a reduced damage taken, so that's also a plus. Some person in the comments said it's for an extra DPS as well. That's also true. It could help with that. But you can't really go wrong with either of these. You can use Pulverize or Bristling Fur. It's strictly up to you for this row. But for me, I use Bristling Fur for an extra damage reduction. Because people have also complained about survivability issues for Guardian Druids. So, again, up to you. If you want the damage increase, you can do that. Or if you want more survivability, you can use Bristling Fur. Moving on to glyphs. Mandatory glyphs are Glyph of Barkskin, which reduces the critical strike you take by 25% while it's active. And maybe this one isn't totally mandatory, I just feel like it is. Fairy Fire used in bear form also silences the target, but triggers a 15-second cooldown. So, like, you can just interrupt a healer or a mage or warlock. Like, right now, we have, if you use this glyph, you have basically 3 interrupts. Well, 2, depends on if you spec Mighty Bash or not, I guess. Yeah, Mighty Bash. You have Skull Bash, you can interrupt that target. You have Mighty Bash, that is considered basically an interrupt, at least to me, because you could just interrupt their heals and stun them. And then if you use this glyph, that's the 3 interrupts. So it is really awesome, guys. If you time this right, you could just use them right after each other. So, yeah. Next is just because I want to get away faster if I need to get away. It's Glyph of Dash. You can use this if you want to use Cyclone. That's up to you. It's just, this last glyph spot is basically up to you. Doesn't matter what you use. I feel like the only 2 glyphs mandatory are Barkskin and Silence. Alright, moving on to the gear. I'll show you guys each of my gear pieces I have right now. I have the Versatility and Mastery one. You can get this from Asherin. I have Critical Strike and Haste, enchanted with Versatility. I have Versatility Mastery Shoulders, Critical Strike Mastery Cloak, 100% Versatility and Speed increase. I have the Tier Chest. You need the 2-piece, in my opinion, because if you are hit with a player with Mangle while they're casting or channeling a spell, their damage and healing will be reduced by 35% for 3 seconds. So that is really, really strong against healers or other, like, mages, locks, whatever. So, that's just my opinion. I feel like the Foresight isn't really worth it. I've tried it. Just doesn't feel like it's worth it. I mean, it's good for probably arenas and stuff, but that's about it. Anyways, moving on. Bracers, Critical Strike, Versatility. Weapon, I have Mark the Thunderlord. It's a critical enchant. And the weapon is Crit and Mastery. Gloves, Crit Versatility. Haste Versatility for belt. Pants is the tier. It's just the standard tier for the 2-set. Feet, Versatility Mastery. Ring is Haste and Mastery with Versatility Enchant. I have the Legendary Ring. I use it just because it's really strong in PvP and regardless. So if you don't have the Legendary Ring, the other ring would be Crit and Multi-Strike with 50 Versatility Enchant. I feel like the trinket doesn't really matter, so if you want to use the use one or if you want to use the proc one, you can use either one. And then, of course, the last one is the Versatility standard trinket. Now, as for rotation, it's just pretty standard. You use Lacturate, Mangle, and Thrash. It's just pretty much it. That's really all there is to that. I use, in Battlegrounds, I just dot everybody up one at a time unless somebody's on me. It's just different situations. You just dot people up, and that's really all there is for it in Battlegrounds. When to use cooldowns for defensives, when people burst, it's really about it. But the one cooldown you want to be careful about using is Bristling Fur. This one is, you don't want to pop them all at once. Sometimes I do it by mistake. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is, like, if you're feared or you're stunned, you can use it while during it, unless, actually not unless, but yeah, you can use it while you're feared or stunned. I've done it before. And then, like, for example, if, like, I can't really give any good examples, but, like, somebody's bursting on you in your CC, just pop this thing for. That's about the best way I can say use for it. Macros, I know people are not going to be like, what the heck, this guy doesn't have a lot of macros. But this is really all I have for a macro. Just cast Whomper's Badge, Dramatic Agility Potion, and Berserk. And you're a Radical if you want it in there. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all there is to this guide. If you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'll see you guys for the next video.